G'day Bodgies and Widgies and welcome back to the channel. I do apologise for the glare and reflections that you can see on the 5-foot aquarium. It's still going through its remodelling phase and there are some really crazy fish that are in this tank at the moment. But they are settling in, hence why the lights are really dimmed down, but you keen-eyed viewers might be able to see them in that corner. I'm going to feature them next week, if not the week after, on the channel, so sit tight and you'll see the 5-foot in its former glory once again. But today I'm filming my first ever tank tour video. I'm very excited and very nervous for it because I'll admit I've never filmed or put together a tank tour, so I've got no idea what I'm doing. But yesterday on the community tab of this channel, I did ask for some feedback and some points on what you'd like to see in a video like this. So thank you so much for everyone that did give me a reply. A lot of them were very detailed, so I very much do appreciate that. I really enjoy watching tank tours, most notably on Sam's channel Parker's Reef, because it's a great way of understanding how an aquarist runs their system, and a lot of the times it may be quite different to how I run mine, so understanding those differences and some of the methods that I could potentially implement in my aquarium keeping has always been something that I very much enjoy. So today we're heading down to Tiarne's place. She's only about 10 minutes away from me and I've known her for quite a while. She is my Bristlenose catfish supplier and I've got generations of Bristlenose from her. So let's actually go ahead and check out her beautiful 5-foot rainbow fish display aquarium. But before that, as always, let's acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land and the people that are managing our land. But I say enough talking and let's have a look at her beautiful aquarium. Alright Tiarne, so you've got this beautiful 5-foot aquarium. Do you want to just talk us through the aquarium, why you chose it, the reason that you've put it in this spot, all of that kind of thing?
Sure. I chose this beautiful 5-foot aquarium. The reason that I put it in this room was because I wanted to have a room that was dedicated to what I love, which is my beautiful fish. And this is my office, so I also hold all of my meetings here, and most of my meetings are online, so I get to have a beautiful backdrop.
Such a cool background. Yeah.
So I got this one from Acropet in Derrimut, and I had it delivered and set up by their owner, Ray.
And what are the dimensions of it?
So it's 5 by 2 by 2.
And did you mind talking us through how much it sort of costs to set up an aquarium of this size?
Oh yeah, so it did end up costing me quite a bit, but this was a very big investment for me. I suffer from pretty extreme anxiety, and so having something relaxing in my space is really beneficial for my mental health. And for me, this setup, this tank, ended up costing me custom build around $1,500.
Right.
But I did add some little extra features to it, which really pushed up the price quite a bit.
And did you also want to just talk us through the filtration, the lighting, any equipment that you notably run on this tank?
So I have a standard LED light bar at the top with a full spectrum of colour. That helps with my plant growth. And
also with your lighting, is there any sort of controls that you have on that, or is it just like a flat, you turn it on and that's just the lighting schedule it is?
I don't have any timing schedule. I will mention though that my tank probably only gets about 4 hours of lights on during the day. And that's only in my core working hours. And then at night, I may switch it on if I'm painting in the room, just to have a little extra enjoyment. Other than that, it's off for a lot of the time. I do have some large windows on one side of the room that you can't see, but I have blockout blinds on those, so they are closed majority of the day. I use mainly Seacam products. You can have a look under here if you like.
Nice.
So, got on my Prime. And Flourish XL is my standard. I did buy it in bulk at the expo that we went to recently.
Nice. They had a really good deal on
Really good deal. I came home with like 8 bottles.
Oh my god. You went full out.
I didn't tell the wife, no. I'm running 2 Fluval 307s. I do fill them with my own setup of filtration, so my biomedia. And I change them, it's often, I do a full change on a bi-monthly basis.
Oh, okay, wow,
So we just did the left filter yesterday. It had a full change and clean out, and then next month we will do the right filter.
And was there a reason that you wanted to go for 2 smaller canister filters instead of 1 big one?
I liked the idea of having more control over my changing schedule. And being that I already had a 307 from my previous 4-foot tank, I actually really liked the 307. I liked how it worked. I liked how comfortable I felt with it already. And it was a good brand, so for me, their warranty on parts and maintenance was, really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even with this tank, it's like, you mentioned that the lights are only on for a very small period of time, but looking at the plant growth is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and look,
it's crazy.
Honestly, I think that comes down to the flourish. When I originally planted out the 4-foot tank, I already had many beautiful, well-established plants, and I moved them straight into this one. One thing you can't see under here is that there's actually glass trays that I've placed into the bottom of the tank. So the oven trays in the bottom hold all of the master soil. And that ensures that I get really quality growth on the one side of the tank that I want everyone to be able to hide.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, I've just realised. So, like, one side is very well densely planted and the other side is just super open. And one thing I did want to ask about this tank is, so you mentioned that you had your old 4-foot, and I remember that was a dual system, so it basically came with everything. Was there a reason that you didn't want to go for a tank of that similarity where it just comes with everything and you wanted to go for everything individually this time around?
I wanted to have a little bit more control over what was going on. I love the dual tank. I was obsessed with it. I ended up reselling it. It was absolutely beautiful, but I felt very limited with the internal filtration. I couldn't move it. It was a big part of the tank that was taken up. And I just wanted to have a bit more control. And though I don't like that I can see cords and I can see piping, and that's not really my cup of tea, at the same time, the added control that I have over this.
It is quite minimal as well. Like, it's just up to the corners. And, like, especially on this side, when the crypts are, like, that tall, you basically, when you look at it, you don't really see anything.
Exactly. You can't really see much when the plants all take over the way they do. So.
And speaking about that side, so I've noticed there's a heater. Is there a heater on both sides, or is it just one heater that you're running?
There is 2 large heaters in this tank, 500 watts on both of them. As I said, this room gets really hot or really cold. So I need that extra control. I need to be able to balance it really well. So I have one at a lower level, which is hiding just below the sight line of the media over there. And then I have one that's running just below the top of the plants over here.
And what temperature do you run this tank at?
This tank runs at about 28 and it will peak 30 on a hot day. So I do tend to drop in ice blocks if I need to and stuff like that. So.
And for sort of a conventional planted aquarium, the general temperature range that people try and aim for is about the 24 to 26. Do you have a reason for running it a little bit higher than sort of the normal?
The main reason is that I love the interaction that I get with my fish when they run a bit hotter. They are happier, they breed more. They do interact with me a lot more, which is really nice. And their colours really do pop when they're in a warmer temperature. You know, it's been trial and error. I've been fish keeping for probably about 5 years now in total. And I've definitely found that this is a good temperature for me to work at. So
absolutely. And it's like the main reason I run my tanks at the warmer temperature as well. The fish are just way more active because their metabolism is just way faster and all of that kind of thing. And actually that is a really cool segue. So why did you actually get into fish keeping? What sort of sparked that interest for you?
Mainly my mother. My mum loved keeping fish. When I was really young, I had a fish tank in my room. I had like a 3-foot fish tank and it was probably only about 12. You know, it's crazy. But my mum used to keep cichlids. In particular, she had severums.
Personal
loved
favourite
those, And we had a huge, big 6-foot tank. In our house. And I always have very fond memories of watching the cichlids build nests all throughout the tank and go crazy the way they do. So, for me, it was that. And then when I was diagnosed with my anxiety disorder, I really started to look for something that would drive me and keep me focused, as well as be a bit of a separation from work time and from family time.
That makes sense. And so how do you do water changes on this tank? How much time do you sort of dedicate, you know, with 2 little kids? How do you sort of maintain a tank of this magnitude?
Look, I'm very lucky that I do have a tank that is almost running itself. The bi-monthly changing of the filters does a lot of the work for me. Once a month at least, I will do a glass clean.
Yeah.
And typically I only clean the glass on the front pane and the sides if it's really bad.
Yeah.
I've actually never had a tank that I've cleaned the back glass on.
Yeah.
It either, it takes care of itself or I tend to like the growth of algae that's on the back of it. The water changes that I do, as rarely as I do them, I'm a bad fish keeper, but not really.
Yeah.
I will probably top it up once a fortnight. And then if I need to do a water change or if I feel like anyone's not well or maybe there's something going wrong, I will do approximately 30%.
Yeah. I only do water changes on my big 5 foot with as many fish that it does have only about once a month. And it's like 30-40%. If I forget, it'll be 50, but it's just the tank runs itself and the fish are happy, so doing regular water changes for me, I feel like just upsets them more.
Yes, absolutely. I don't want to stress the stock that I have in the tank, and I do find that the less water changes and maintenance I do, the better.
Yeah, and having a window is just so nice. Just shoot the water right out.
I pop it right off the hinge and just...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, perfect.
So good. Okay, so with all of these fish, feeding is also going to be a big task. So what do you feed them? Is there like a schedule that you feed your fish on? Yeah, if you could just talk about that.
Sure. So there's 3-4 types of food that I feed all of them. Obviously, we have a wide range of fish in here. I mean, yes, it's a tropical tank, but we've got carnivores, big mouths, small mouths, tiny weird shaped mouths, lots of things to go with. So I have typically an algae wafer, which is very standard. It will do all of my bristlenose, my clown loaches love this stuff. My corridoras love it as well. There is eels in there hiding. And
no way.
Yeah, there's a couple of eels in there. And they will eat these ones as well as
spiny eels?
No, they're little...
Oh, coolie loaches? Yeah, coolie loaches.
Yeah,
spiny eels.
Yeah, there's about 15 coolie loaches in there. You never see them.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, you never do.
Yeah. Then we have a tropical flake, which will do most of our top feeding fish. So the rainbows love to smash the top of the water, which I'm going to show you later. It's actually quite interesting.
Oh, it really is.
And then I've just got a small sinking pellet as well, which does a lot of my bottom dwellers and a lot of the shy fish that are in the tank.
And are there any brands of food that you prefer, or is it just like you experiment with it?
I stay away from a lot of the big brands. I go for smaller ones. I've had really good luck with insectivore. Yeah. My fish love this stuff. They go crazy over it.
Just before we actually have a close look at the fish, is there a specific aquarium shop that you like to purchase your fish at, or do you prefer online or going in person?
Honestly, I prefer online because I know that I can get it shipped to me in bulk and quality. Yeah. There's a few websites that I prefer, but when it comes to buying a more expensive fish, I will always go in person. Yeah. So my favorite is probably Coburg Aquarium. Yep. Just because they have such a massive range. They do. And so many tanks. Awesome setup. And my daughter loves going there as well. She just runs riot in the fish room. But aside from that, and I'm just trying to remember the name off the top of my head.
Fastway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember you telling me last time.
Yeah. I would also say that Fastway Aquarium is probably my most favourite place to shop.
They've got one of the sweetest layouts of any store in Melbourne.
It is beautiful. So nice. They have an excellent selection of rainbows whenever I go there, and the fish are always so healthy. Yeah. And that's one of the main things I look for is healthy fish. It doesn't matter about quantity. I don't necessarily care how many you got, but you know.
In that case, what we'll do is jump off the tripod and have a bit of a closer look into the aquarium just to see the fish, the plants and the setup, and we can go from there.
Sounds good. Cool. So to start with, I have some Julie Leopard corridoras.
Oh, they're so adorable. And they blend into the substrate as well.
They do. There's so cool. 3 in the tank, but you probably wouldn't see more than 1 at a time if you're lucky. Yeah. Keep panning that way, and we've got some albino corridoras. Yeah. They are big. There's 4 of those in there.
I don't think, I've seen all 4 actually, but I don't think I've seen albino corys of this size before.
They are very well fed.
Yeah. Actually, this substrate is really interesting. Is this something that you mixed up yourself, or did you purchase it?
Yeah, so it's a standard gravel mixed in with a riverstone gravel as well.
Yeah, and it's so nice. The black and the white is just a really cool contrast when you look at it, even up close or from a distance.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So 90% of what's in there is all real.
Yep.
But there's only 2 items in there that are just reproduced, and one of them is just the barrel.
Oh yeah, you can't even tell though. It's like got like a bit of algae growth and everything on it.
There's some terracotta pots down the end.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
And with any of the rock, like was it stuff that you sort of collected, or did you purchase this rock, or?
So this rock, the larger red ones here, that's delightfully covered in algae.
Yep.
These all came with the original tank that I purchased. The woman gifted them to me, so I used all of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I just rotate them every once in a while to give it a freshen up. So.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to scrub it out. You just rotate it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about the aqua soil pouring out either because you've got them.
So you can see over the back there. You can see the glass trays.
Ah, yeah, you can too. Yeah, you just see like the rim of the glass tray. And did you cap that off with like pebbles as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
like a fine layer of pebbles.
Yeah, and do you find that it has any impact on like the plants pushing out from the pebbles, or you've not really noticed any difference?
No, I haven't really noticed any difference. It works as a good base. It keeps everything down, having that little extra bit of weight on the top as well.
Yeah. And are these all just standard like bronze crypts, or?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
All standard. Nothing special. They just love life.
I can't imagine like how small you would have had to like buy them for them to like grow up to this size.
It's crazy. very teeny tiny. yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then just some of the fish in this tank. I can see up the top we've got some pretty decent school of tetras.
Yes, so there is a large school of rummy nose tetras in there. I think there's about 25.
Yep.
They do majority of the time school together.
Yep.
There's 4 zebra danios. There's 1 longfin.
Yep.
He's just in there for fun. He's a bit deformed, but he's a good mate.
I have that with my black widows. I bought 10 standard, and there was just 1 longfin.
Just
in there.
one.
I was like, how?
Really random. So the newest inhabitants are the giant danios, which are schooling at the moment.
Cool. Personal favourite of mine.
They're very happy.
Yeah.
There are a number of rainbow fish brands.
Yeah.
Brands.
Brands. Nice.
Try that again. There's a number of rainbow fish species in the tank. So probably the largest that you can see in there are the red rainbows.
Yeah.
They are always going to be my favourite.
Oh, they are just so nice.
They're
so
beautiful.
Big and active and flashy. And are they all males, or is there a mix of?
There's a mix of male and female. So they have not bred. There is too much going on in this tank for them to do that.
And I mean, even if you were to potentially put in a breeding mock to take them, take eggs out, you might even end up with like hybrids because considering how big all of your rainbows are.
They do all flirt with each other.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah.
We've got about 7 clown loaches in this tank.
They're so active.
They are very happy. Oh. So these 4 are the main 4 that you usually see.
Yeah.
And they tend to hang out in this part of the tank all the time. So
yeah.
Their favourite thing to do. They're enjoying being on camera, so nice. I think.
I was quite because I really love clown loaches and I wanted to get some, but my worry was that they'd be hiding like 24/7. But I feel like in this tank, they know that they've got bits of security if they need to hide, so they're just like, I've got nothing to worry about. Yeah.
There's, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but there are 6 or 7 pictus catfish in the aquarium.
That's a very odd choice. Was there a reason that you wanted pictus, or?
I love them.
Yeah, that's so nice.
I love them.
Yeah.
When they are large, they are amazing to watch. It's very entertaining. Right now, they're just really good at hiding.
Yeah.
So.
And how long have you had these pictus for?
I've had them for about a year.
Yeah.
Yep. And they are very happy in the aquarium, so it's really good. But they do hide and they come out, smash the food occasionally. Yeah. They're really quick, so it's quite entertaining to watch.
I can also see these little cardinal tetras just like peppered throughout the tank, but they just offer such a nice flash of colour.
Yeah, there's not many in there at the moment.
Yeah.
They haven't actually died off. It's just that I've given a few of them away.
Yeah.
I've had a really, really good run of luck with cardinal tetras. And some of these guys that you can see in here, they're monsters.
They're huge,
yeah.
They're like breeding size almost.
Really fat ones.
Look at that. Yeah.
Very happy. So, yeah, there's quite a few in there. And they do just offer a nice little bit of glow throughout the tank.
Yeah.
There is 1 solitary ember tetra in this tank.
I see him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's my little mate.
I have a pair. They're just 2 lone ember tetras.
Yeah. He's so happy.
Yeah. I mean, if he was anything aside from happy, he'd be hiding. But he's probably just got all of this activity and all these tetras to school with. So.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Then we have two newest additions to the tank for the black sailfin mollies up the back. I think they're a little bit camera shy.
Oh, you can see them. They're just like this ominous figure in the background.
They like to harass each other. Yeah. It's quite cute.
They're like so jet black as well. It's like such a cool contrast compared to all the other fish in the tank.
So one of them has a bluish tail and the other one has an orange top fin when they flare. I don't know if you're going to get it.
Yeah, I see the blue in the tail, just not the orange yet. But I can see it.
They'll probably flare when I feed them. And I think, have I missed anything? I mean, apart from the bristlenose.
The bristlenose and the coolie
leeches. You'll never see them.
Yeah. Actually, I did want to ask, was there a reason that you chose rainbow fish as like the sort of centerpiece type of species for this tank?
Yeah, absolutely there was. I really wanted to get something that was both interesting to look at but had quite a lot of history about it. And my daughter loves the rainbow fish book too, so it's really sweet. But the first time I saw rainbow fish was in a pet barn.
Yep.
And they had about, they had 4 red rainbow fish in there, and I remember that they didn't look very happy.
Yeah.
But they were beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing that range of colour on that fish, and all 4 of them were, as you see here, you know, you've got burgundy, you've got bright orange, you've got red, you've got a deep grey to a brown. Every single one of them was different.
Even that sort of mirror, like reflective scales under the light, like when they catch the light, it's just something else.
I loved it. So for me, that was, for my feature fish, that was a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you have any plans of potentially changing some of the stock in here or adding in some new fish, or are you happy with how it is at the moment?
Probably the most recent addition has been the giant danios.
Yeah.
And it was a recommendation from you. And I absolutely love them. Yeah. They are so beautiful. As I said, they're still settling in, so they're still...
And you've got some like pretty big ones as well.
There are some monsters.
Yeah, and they'll get bigger than this.
Yeah.
Like I love them because they're almost a freshwater sardine in how well they school.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Great. And they're so much fun to watch. So when we feed them especially, you'll see them go. So this is a flake. This will bring up all of your top feeders. They're already interested.
Yeah.
You can see. So we'll start with a little bit. They're getting nervous. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like waving a massive camera around. Oh my god, look at them go.
There you go.
That is crazy. It's like the whole tank is just...
comes alive.
Chaos to it, and it's just like all these... Even the cardinal tetras, like for a fish of how like they're known to be so shy, like even they're competing with these rainbows. That's wild.
And so this is where we see a lot of their colours start to really flash up too, especially the...
So nice.
He's very shy.
And probably excited for the food.
Yeah.
Do you do just like one feeding per day, or is it like multiple small ones?
I will do one typically at night so that the remaining food settles in the dark and the bottom feeders can get it. Perfect. Sometimes I will skip a day if everyone's looking a bit plump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try a little bit more.
Yeah, they're
chaos.
Just absolutely nuts. And everyone, like, even for the giant danios that you said were, like, new and they're settling in, they're still so active and...
Even the mollies, look at them go.
Yeah, exactly. The cories also, they smell it in the tank.
Yeah, so this is when they'll start to flash now. So they're starting to get active in the corner down there.
Oh,
They're looking for pellets. So they know that the pellets drop here.
Yeah.
So they'll probably, they'll all come over here.
They're like fully trained.
Yeah. And I do this, I slowly drip feed the food majority of the time.
Yep.
And the main reason I do this is because I can make sure that my flake isn't hitting the bottom and settling where it shouldn't.
Yep.
And that way everybody gets a go as well. So I usually do quite heavily feed pellet.
Yep.
Mainly because there is a lot of bottom feeders in there, and there's a lot of
fish that you don't
loaches,
see that need to eat.
So I do pretty heavily feed pellet. I have this fear that I'm going to drop this.
drop it.
Yeah, I'm really scared I'm going to drop it and pellet's just going to go everywhere.
And the Pisces ones are like pretty small algae wafers.
They are quite small. I mean, I have small hands, but yeah, they are quite tiny. Yeah. Tinier than what we're used to.
Yeah.
And I, again, go pretty heavy on algae wafers. If they're not eating everything that's in there, I just won't feed them for a day.
Yeah, and the algae wafers, they're not going to do anything. It's just like spirulina mixed with like some binding agent, and that's it.
So you can see the male albino.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming down now from behind the rock. He's big,
I was looking at that one on the rock and I didn't realise.
Yeah, no, he's big.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiarne, for showing us through this 5-foot aquarium. You've made like such an awesome piece of art in your room, and it's like just an awesome tank, and thanks for just dedicating the time to walk us through this.
No worries at all. It's absolutely my pleasure.
Alrighty, Bodgies and Widgies, I really hope you enjoyed this tank tour video, and if there was anything that you did particularly enjoy or you'd like to see different, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below, because your feedback will really just be worth its weight in gold. I also did want to say a massive thank you to Tiarne for accommodating me on a Saturday morning where she could have probably had a couple of other better things to do rather than sit in front of the camera and talk to me about fish. So I really did want to say a massive thank you for that, and a huge thank you to you, Bodgies and Widgies, for watching this video. And also, if you are an aquarist in Melbourne and you potentially wanted to have your aquarium featured on the channel, make sure you do reach out to me either on Instagram, Facebook, or Discord. The Bodgie from Australia channel does have a brand new Discord server where I am quite frequent and active on it, and it's a really great way where we can interact along with other Bodgies and Widgies that watch this video as well. It's a great community. There's a buy, swap, and sell section on there, so you don't have to worry about getting banned on Facebook for selling fish, anything like that. It's a really great way for us to all interact and build our community even better than what it currently is. But also, you watching this video alone just really does help with its performance, and if you did want to consider subscribing, I'd very much appreciate that as well. But as always, stay happy, stay safe, stay Aussie Australian, Bodgie